Today we have Congresswoman Bordallo live in studio here to talk to us more about the upcoming deadline to file war claims. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen, and half a day to everyone.
So my question today, we are talking about war claims. The deadline is coming up next Wednesday. Could you tell us a little bit more about the history and why it's important for Chamorros to file?
I'd be very happy to, Carmen. There are just 5 days left for individuals to file their war claims, and I hope that everyone who is eligible will apply. The deadline is June 20th, and all applications must be postmarked by this date. My office is available to assist individuals in filing claims as well as sending them to the Foreign Claims Settlement Commission here in DC. But we must have them before the June 20th deadline. The Commission has received, very happy to say, 2,348 applications so far, the vast majority of claims coming from our members by the occupation. So I just want everyone to know that I worked alongside many of our local organizations here in Guam, as well as policymakers and officials in the Bush, Obama, and now administration to secure passage claims. And I commend all the work of my predecessors who laid the groundwork. As I mentioned, the deadline to file a claim is June 20th. All claims must be postmarked to the Foreign Claims Settlement Commission no later than June. And my district office will be open until 7 p.m. Monday and Tuesday. Anyone who may need help in completing their application and have a notary public on hand to certify the application. And after the deadline, what will happen next? The Commission will begin to review the applications and start to adjudicate them. And this work is done entirely by the Commission at Justice. Now, I want everyone to know that the process takes some time because of the number of applications that must be reviewed. But I do expect that the first decision will be made around August this year. The adjudication process, several rounds of approval until all applications are reviewed and acted upon. And as the Commission approves the claims, they will be sent to the Treasury, which will issue the payments. And I expect it will be probably in perhaps August or September or later. And I want to thank the people, especially our survivors, their patience, and for never giving up that war claims would be back. I only hope that we could have had an earlier. That is my only upsetting, feeling about this whole thing. Is that so many have passed on. We started this.
Definitely. I know it's been a long time coming for these war claims, and so that was my next question is, do you think that there will ever be another time to file war claims, or is this the only deadline so far?
Well, as far as I know, this is the first one to go through. I want to mention, too, because everyone always says who is eligible.
Right.
And to me, that's very important. So, family members of survivors who died before December 23rd, 2016. It was a very difficult decision to remove any category for individuals to apply for war claims. It's not something that I wanted to do. And for the first 8 years that I worked on this, the bills that I introduced included a category for family members of our war survivors who had since passed away to be eligible to file for their relatives. However, there was strong objection in the Senate to including this category. But I fought hard to keep it. But ultimately, after decisions and discussions with leaders on Guam and what some of our war survivors, it was agreed that in order to for these survivors who are still alive, only the living survivors and the heirs, those who died during the occupation, would be eligible. So even with this agreement, another 7 years to pass things. And finally, I did get Congress to recognize our people for the atrocities that they had.
Right. And then my last question in regards to war claims, Congresswoman, can you tell us a little bit about what this means, I guess, for survivors and their family, and how, I guess my question, war claims, can't justify everything that happened during the war, but what do you think this means for survivors and family members?
Well, because of this, I think this is recognition for those that survived the war, and of course, closure. We've been talking about this, like I said earlier, my predecessors all worked on this, and it's been what is it, 70 years? That's a long time to wait. And our people have been very patient.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Congresswoman. Is there anything else? Of course, your office, as you mentioned, is open for war claim applicants to file.
We can help out. We can't make out the applications, but we can help out in every way, both the local office and here in DC. And I want to mention that if you need any more information, my chief of staff here in DC is Adam Carmelito. He'll help out uh, in this area. On Guam, it's my press secretary, Amanda Shelton.
Perfect. And again, that application, I've seen it before. We've had some independence Guahan movements to kind of help the Manamku fill out the form. So that again, it includes a testimony during the war. And is there any other parts that we must be
One
aware
other
of?
one other item that I just want to mention: people
Mm-hmm.
become when they see the application form, it can be pretty, you know, looking very, so many questions and so many
Right.
details. You're looking at 70 years. Very many people remember went out 70 years ago. So if they can just give approximate numbers and approximate time, the uh, when they went to Meningua, example, if they could just remember some of the highlight, it's to the best of their ability, they can make out these applications. They will be accepted.
Right, definitely. That really helps. Hopefully, more people will be interested in applying. And then
That's
my
right.
next question, not related to war claims, but it's what are you planning now that the peace agreement has been signed between North Korea and the United States?
Well, Carmen, I certainly welcome the talk between the president and Kim Jong Un and the progress toward a diplomatic denuclearization of North Korea. The agreement reached is a broad framework, and I hope the president will now detail to the American people and the international community this administration will verify North Korea's compliance. However, I was disappointed that the agreement did not address North Korea's horrific human rights violations.
Right.
So last I joined Republican and Democratic members of Congress to urge the president to include concessions to North Korea for these atrocities. Many North Koreans suffered horrifically under the Kim regime. The United States should seek to end this oppressive treatment. And I'm also concerned about one other thing. The president mentioned during the summit hearing that he would wanted to bring back South Korea, 36 of them. And to me, you can't just until there's more concise answers to the summit meeting. I think it's very good. It sounds good. There are no particular dates as to what happened when, and exercises in this because of Guam and our other allies there, Japan and South Korea. These exercises are important for military readiness and ensuring that our military is able to coordinate with their counterpart in South Korea and Japan. So today, I joined with the Forces ranking member Adam Smith in requesting more clarity from Secretary Mattis on the president's intention to underscore the importance of these exercises to military readiness. I think during the I think it was an hour-long press conference the president had when he was in Singapore. He mentioned that he wanted to continue the war game. Well, these are exercises. And I think it's important, I'm very, very concerned with our security and our allies. So these are the things that
Perfect. Thank you so much, Congresswoman, for joining
oh, and
us from
one other
Washington,
thing,
D.C.
I hope that when we do come together on this meeting that they had in Singapore, that the president will connect more with Congress and let us know what's going on, because many of us are not aware. And I'd like to see a closer relationship with the U.S. Congress and the administration.
Right, definitely. Thanks again, Congresswoman, for joining us.
You're welcome.